Sorry, it's been a while, but I've been busy crying in a garbage can. This morning, the official Twitter for Dead by Daylight pushed out a small 30-second trailer for what is to be the Chapter 14 DLC. It seems to revolve around the spirit, or at least her lineage, but now I get to decide if I'll analyze it first or just make fun of it. A lot of people were thinking that this was an announcement for a spirit rework, which I think is somehow adorable and yet incredibly arrogant to think that Behaviour could be asked to solve a problem within a year's worth of time. On another point, I guess I was wrong about it being Pennywise, but don't worry, I'll be sure to add it to the other list of things I've fucked up. I'm sure they'll capitalize on the fact that M. Code is following Stephen King in the game somehow, plus there's still that fucking balloon, so I'm not cutting corners just yet. As for the trailer, it's a pretty rudimentary thing, though I guess I should mention that another one also dropped on Thursday since I plan on bringing it up later. It simply says, "Your blood is Yamaoka's," and then revealed the name of the chapter to be Cursed Legacy. I'm gonna play the trailer in its entirety real quick. It's like 30 seconds, so if you want to skip it, just, I don't know, hit your forward key like 4 fucking times, dude. Been a lot of debate on who this killer is, but I actually think there's a pretty clear answer. But to get to that, I have to talk about the fucking spirit's background, and I hate it. For those who don't know, the spirit was a young girl named Rin whose father began hearing weird things at night. Obviously, by not giving a shit about her well-being, she ignores it only to find that he's got the family sword out and plans to murder a motherfucker. But then the entity starts playing the rising fighting spirit in her ear, which gave her the strength to turn it around and become the next cog in the cycle as a result. Basically, the entity was possessing her father, but right before she died, it sensed a greater anger in her and decided to take her instead. The main point is that a lot of people think this father character is the new killer, and I don't think that's right. The whole point of the story is that Rin's father was rejected right at the end, so he more than likely never made the cut. Plus, I think if they just reused his backstory, it wouldn't be as interesting. No, though, if you go to the map description of the Yamaoka estate, it mentions the first pioneer to live there. He was a brutal warrior that everyone feared, and he would adorn an Oni mask before going out to enjoy his own personal version of Neo, the same Oni mask that we can see lighting up in the trailer. Someone did speculate that the dad could be the potential next survivor. I think that works for dramatic irony, but it's not usually how Behaviour operates. Except I don't think Behaviour knows how Behaviour operates anymore. Now to move on to the power, and I actually have a little bit to say about that, especially in regards to some of the leaks that I've been seeing. The first trailer showed time rewinding as blood flowed back into the mask before lighting some incense. Some people saw this as a possible killer that could bend time. Some people that are fucking wrong. I think the blood going back is just a snappy metaphor for going farther down someone's historical bloodline. I mean, hey, how else are you going to justify paying writers that create about a paragraph every 3 months? No, what's more realistic is based on some audio leaks that were pulled out. The killer's unofficial name is Sweden, which is basically a term they use to obscure what it really is. Otherwise, though, the killer has 2 states for his power, a regular one and an enraged state. There are a few minor details in there, but it seems to be somewhat like Feral Frenzy, except hopefully fucking not. Or they found a way to make the manipulation of time and space a boring yes or no, which, I wouldn't put it past them. The interesting thing is that it appears that some of these files don't come from the killer, but from their weapon, meaning that perhaps his sword isn't like regular weapons in the game. If I'm allowed to speculate for a minute, and it's my video, so I will, I think the ability is going to work as a frenzy, mostly revolving around all of the blood we see in the trailer. I'm personally choosing to believe that the character is going to be called the Oni, based on the mask, but also what we know of the current backstory is that this descendant was a samurai warrior. So I think the ability will be a mixture of Japanese occultism and traditional over-the-top sword fighting. A lot of samurai media likes to give its characters large swathing attacks that cause blood to fly everywhere, so I'm going to assume that these frenzied strikes might cause a larger pool of the stuff. I think the hemorrhage status effect has been widely considered as useful as a Quentin main, so I'm guessing that they're going to give this an extra kick to prevent that, which is where the magic probably comes in, but on that front I'm drawing a blank. That's all I've really got today. I think we'll be getting the next reveal this Tuesday, but if not that, definitely by the next week. Don't worry, I'm really fucking riding the hype train on this one. I now have a trash can to slither back into, but don't worry, we'll see each other again soon. I've got a good feeling. Take care of yourselves. I'm out.